race, human beings resort to looking up to the supreme being believed to be the creator, either in prayers or appeasement through sacrifice, praises or worship. Nigeria as a nation with its highs and lows and the need to sustain national unity is not exempted, though a secular nation. On today's episode of Panorama, reaching you live from Ibadan Network Center, we shall be looking at the place of prayers in national unity. I am Kemi Oshi. Compliments of the season. The police says that it has approved the suspension of ASP Drambi Bandi, who allegedly shot and killed a female lawyer, Bolanle Rahim, on Christmas Day in Abuja area of Lagos State with immediate effect. The statement by the head of media and public relations, Ikechukwu Ani, says the commission also directed that the final investigation into the matter is concluded to enable the commission take further necessary action. Meanwhile, the federal government says it will not fold its arms and watch public infrastructure destroyed by some unpatriotic citizens. Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, stated these in an inspection tour of some ongoing road projects along Old Toll Gate through Liverpool in Apapa, Lagos. Abolade Salami reports.
On the Ibadan-bound side, the wearing course has been completed.
After taking proper briefing from the Lagos State Federal Control of Works on the progress of work along the Old Toll Gate corridor, inward Ogudu Bridge, through Alakpere, all the way down to Bagada, which marks the end of Section 4, the Director of Federal Highways Southwest, Adida Kuti, told the minister that where major work lies in Section 2 along Celeb bus stop. The engineers were cited building concrete pavements coupled with the overhead bridge construction being carried out by the Lagos State government to ease traffic along the axis.
I'm going to let you continue to do this. So this is not, the road is not a vacuum.
At the first port of call in Ladipo along Mile 2 Apapa Road, the minister expressed displeasure at the damage done to the road by business owners who carry out repair works on the newly rehabilitated carriageway.
I am of course displeased about the way some people have turned a highway into a marketplace, a mechanic workshop, vulcanizing sites, all sorts of very unacceptable and clearly unlawful behavior in the name of doing business.
On the long stretch of road from Second Rainbow to Liverpool in Apapa, engineers were seen laying iron rods and applying concrete stone on some mapped out lanes. The Minister of Works and Housing says the huge investment on infrastructure projects by the present administration is as a result of commitment to attract both domestic and foreign investments.
The Apapa Orishoki Expressway is a major infrastructure asset for import and export business because it connects to the largest and the busiest seaport in the country.
The need for Nigerians to protect critical assets from all sorts of abuse and vandalism, concerned government agencies say is crucial and mandatory. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Prayers has always been an act of worship and communication through which people ask their Creator to help solve their challenges. To complement prayers, some use praises and songs, others make use of divination. In this report, Lukman Hassan takes a look at the place of prayers in national unity.
a secular state. By the Constitution, Nigerians have always depended on God to always solve their problems. This was further strengthened by the second stanza of the national anthem, which solely focuses on seeking God's direction in whatever we do. To both Christians and Islamic clerics, prayer is a tool which, when properly harnessed, will help create the much needed peace and tranquility the nation currently needed. To the clerics, religion adherents should focus on genuine prayers to their Creator, as it will go a long way in stabilizing the country and move it towards progress and development.
Prayer is the master key. If we want unity, we must pray to God who created us. He knows the reason why He divided our language. That is why we should call on Him, that we want to be in unity, we want to be one.
Prayer is the core of spirituality and the essence of religious worship. However, the Quran categorically states that only the prayer of the just will be accepted.
On its part, traditional worshippers are of the opinion that for prayers to be answered, Nigerians needed to go back to living a life worthy of emulation and desist from sinful acts.
We believe is that the Almighty Supreme Force is in control of everything, and that you need to call upon Him, especially when you are facing any kind of challenge. You call upon Him through the intermediaries known as the Orisha.
Nigerians also believe that prayer is key to national unity.
And without prayer, if you are doing this, you are doing that, and you don't pray, hey, something is awaiting you.
Prayer is very, very essential in national unity, because that's the only way by which we can communicate with our God.
They urge Nigerians, irrespective of their religious background, to always pray for unity of the country and work towards achieving peaceful coexistence. Lokman Hassan, NTA News.
Joining me in the studio for the discussion segment is Bishop Taiwo Adelakun. He is the presiding bishop of Victory International Church worldwide. You're welcome to Panorama.
God bless you, ma.
Looking at the background reports that we had just now, many people have different perspective to prayer. What, in your own opinion, is prayer?
Prayer is essentially communication between God in the realm of the spirit and man in the physical realm. So prayer is like the bridge between the physical and the spiritual realm. That is clear definition of prayer.
Okay. So why do people pray?
Most problems that we see in the physical realm are spiritual root. So in order to be able to solve those physical problems, there must be a connection to the spiritual root to be able to solve the physical problem.
So now, looking at this definition you have given to the issue of prayer and why people pray, looking at our own climb in Nigeria, how would you relate that to the issue of national unity, which is paramount in an heterogeneous society like ours?
We speak different languages, we are different tribes, but we are made by one God. So we can only meet in God. Because of our physical differences, there's bound to be a schism here and there. And that is the reason why prayer is very vital. Everything dissolves in God. We might have different perspectives, but God is center of it all. The national problem called disunity is a physical one rooted in spiritual forces. So when we call on God, we are saying, God, you made us Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba
and other
ethnic groups, but you have made us to be one nation. Help us to stay together. We are one under you because God is the creator of all. That's why prayer is very important.
Okay, so what would you say, looking at the nation Nigeria and the issue of prayer, how prayerful are Nigerians?
Nigerians are prayerful people, but that's religiously. It's not everybody that's religious. It's not every prayer that people pray that God will answer.
Okay.
I want you to get that right. So it's not the volume of prayer. It is the heart of the person praying.
Okay.
You cannot be doing wickedness and be praying for righteousness. It will not work. And God will deal with our hearts, not our face. He said, rend your heart, not your garment. So why it looks like Nigerians pray a lot and we don't get enough result commensurate to our prayer is because there are issues that has to do with the heart of people that are praying. God is still a prayer answering God when our heart is right with Him.
With God. The Ifa priests made a similar assertion that while people pray, their actions should also be that will ensure the prayer is answered. But would you say, how would you look at the issue of prayer? How far has it helped in making Nigeria stay together as one indivisible entity? And how far can we go?
Well, I must say this. If despite the fact that we pray, situation of things are like this, imagine if we don't pray. What is still keeping the nation together as one today is the prayer of the saints.
Okay.
And we should not be discouraged. We have 2003 ahead of us. There were a lot of speculations in 2015, 2019 about the fact that Nigeria is going to go into shreds, but God, He will do it again. No matter how it looks like we'll go into we'll be fragmented. He will do it again, and everything will come. The election will be peaceful by the grace of God, and a new president will emerge
by the grace of God. Yes. Peacefully, with Nigeria still one indivisible entity.
Yes.
So apart from prayer, what else do you think Nigerians should begin to do differently to ensure overall success in every sector of life?
Yes. When we are praying for the nation, we should also do our own work. The Bible says watch and pray. It didn't say pray alone. You can't put incompetence in position of authority and be praying that the incompetent will be competent. So we need to shine our eyes very well. There's a relation between works and faith. So we must do our own part. God will not do our own part for us as citizens, and we cannot fold our arms and leave the governance to anybody that wants whosoever will lead us in the future. We do our own part as a civic responsibility.
Okay. What about in the area of policy formulation? Because we believe there are even countries in the world who do not even believe in whether praying or whatever, and yet what about the area of policy formulation?
And that's what that's what I meant by competence.
Okay.
If you put a primary 6 graduate, I can't even a graduate, or an illiterate over economy, that person can never perform because he does not understand what's called economy. So if our own part is to make sure we choose our leaders and we scrutinize them very well. We are sure that there are people that can deliver on whatever mandate that they have given to us. And then we'll leave the rest in the hand of God.
Okay, Bishop, what will be your parting word to Nigerians as we prepare for the year to end and enter into another year?
My advice is that don't let us give up hope. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up hope on the nation. In the coming election in 2023, let us be involved. Let us be involved. Prayer is good, but if you pray and you don't do your own part, God will not do your own part for you. If you pray for God to give you food and you are not looking at the food in front of you, God will not put the food in your mouth. There is a part that we have to pray, and then we now allow God to play His own part. That's my advice.
Thank you very much. I have been speaking with Bishop Taiwo Adelakun, the presiding bishop of Victory International Church Worldwide. Compliment of the season, and thanks for being our guest.
Thank you
on Panorama today.
God bless you.
Thank you. Moving on. Medical directors of Neuropsychiatry Hospital Aro Abeokuta, Dr. Paul Agbola, says services of the hospital has been extended beyond mental health treatment to other aspects of healthcare delivery system to serve Nigerians more effectively. He stated these at the annual bonfire to appreciate staff, host community and patients of the hospital as 2022 draws to a close. Yemi Dalemo completes the report.
Neuropsychiatric Hospital Aro Abuja is reputable for providing qualitative and innovative primary, secondary and specialized hospital and community-based mental health services, as well as training and research. The services cover treatment and rehabilitative care of severe mental illness at a tertiary referral center to other psychiatric care facilities in the country. However, the medical director of the hospital, Dr. Paul Agbola, says these services have now been expanded to further provide qualitative healthcare delivery to Nigerians.
We treat people with other medical conditions. We run Atlanta services for our pregnant women, pregnant mothers, and we do CS. Some surgical procedures are done by our surgeons. They are not psychiatrists.
Now hearing the list of things that they now are capable of doing in the hospital, it's really gladdening. And I think it's one of the ways they also could interact with the public and help that awareness to spread.
I especially appreciate the federal government for the numerous assistance they've given to them.
The annual end of the year bonfire ceremony, which dates back to 1954 when the hospital was established, therefore is an avenue for the hospital to take stock of its activities in the outgoing year, rub minds with stakeholders, host communities and patients, as well as plan for the coming year and also engage in merriment. Highlights of the event includes the lighting of the symbolic bonfire and cutting of the cake. In Abuja, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Issues affecting water, sanitation and hygiene, infrastructure, sustainability received attention of major players at a national conference in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Oyeyinka Omole tells us more.
Themed water, sanitation and hygiene wash, achieving SDGs through independent evaluation and mutual accountability. The conference called for participation of relevant bodies in monitoring and evaluation in the area of health, agriculture, law, human rights and other aspects of human endeavor.
We will challenge the government and the people who are drilling boreholes. If you ask that a borehole be drilled for you, are you going to get your money? Can I come and evaluate? And then we are not policemen, but we try to see whether things are being done, and when they are not done, what can be done to improve it.
Increased access to water, sanitation and hygiene services is said to be key at reducing negative impact of negligence and inadequate information resulting to flooding and lack of potable water.
No matter what we do, even if it takes us 30 years, without dredging the River Benue and River Niger, we will continue to have flood in Nigeria. So invariably, the solution is not far-fetched. Whether we're using 90 days to plan and 30 years to develop, what I'm saying in essence is just a simple solution that we don't have river any longer.
From water problem, they can have different diseases in which nobody is praying for it. So this conference is conference at the appropriate time, in which it is a reminder for all of us to be careful and take care of our hygiene.
Highlight of the maiden conference was the launch of our website for everyone seeking to have solutions to their right to water in Ibadan. Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
Not less than 500 youths in Oyo State who graduated in GSM phone repairs as well as entrepreneurship development training have been empowered with cash and working tools to facilitate their independent business establishment. Wasil Rolf reports that the empowerment and training program was facilitated by Oyo APC governorship candidate Senator Teslim Folari in conjunction with the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB.
The 500 youths who participated in the training were selected across 11 local government areas in Oyo Central Senatorial District. The participants had 6 weeks intensive training in hardware and software GSM phone repairs, installation, and entrepreneurship development. While demonstrating the practical experience acquired during the training, Waliat Hakim, a 23-year-old university admission seeker, and Adigunurudin, a 30-year-old ND holder, both from Ibadan, were among 500 youths in Oyo Central Senatorial District trained in software installation and hardware GSM phone repairs, respectively.
I can disassemble phone, I can repair, troubleshooting phone issues, repairing, replacing faulty parts with new ones, and software updates as well. So it's really been a privilege to be here.
Know how to repair the back phone and Android phone.
So why the APC governorship candidate in the state, Senator Teslim Folarin, who is also the Senate Committee on Local Content, explained that this is another milestone for the participants to launch themselves into an opportunity space of technological innovation.
Culture of I beg to apply is not working. The jobs are not there. So the least we can do is to give them skills that can help them feed themselves and feed their families, become creator of labor. This is the kind of we can generate income for themselves. They can fish.
The 500 youth participants received not only certificates but also presented with fully installed software laptops, starter packs, and 130,000 among others. In Ibadan, Wasiu Rauf.
We'll take a break now for some messages. Panorama continues shortly. Do stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
And Panorama continues with me from here in Abuja. We'll take sports update now. Now on sports, President Muhammadu Buhari says and Panorama ends on this note.